For almost 300 years, the great authoritarian immortal dragonborn Olivine has ruled over the material realm of Silvernell. His fear of the water has kept him above the silver seas, yet he found an alliance with the evil mermaids of Eudothia to carry out his bidding. Over the years, the Genasies of the underwater kingdom of Azir have narrowly fought back the mermaids thanks to its just ruler, King Thryne, and his daughters. But times are changing. Olivine has died. The world of Silvernell is reborn. This is the story of a kingdom after war.
Hello and welcome back to the Adventures in Silvernell, the homebrewed fantasy world setting for our online game of Dungeons & Dragons 5e. I'm your game master, Scott Nicholson. Welcome back, everybody, here to play D&D with 5 of my good friends. Let's see them. Let's say hello. Margaret Alice.
Hey.
Michael Jackson.
My shirt has a hole in it.
Erica Webb.
Hi.
Andrew Krug. And Alyssa Causey.
What's up?
How's everybody doing tonight?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Ooh.
A nice day.
I'm the reason we started late. I'm so sorry, everyone. Please forgive me.
No one had to know that.
I have to.
We weren't late.
I had to confess my sins. You know, I couldn't let the blame fall on Scott. I had to take the blame.
That was very kind of you. Thank you so much. All right, let's dive in. If you're watching us on Twitch, you can use your rooter points. Those are the channel points for our channel on Twitch. It's this little green icon at the bottom of the chat. The more you watch and the more you comment, you build more of those points, and then you can use them in that little chat box at the bottom to make things happen in the game. Help our characters or hurt our characters. You can have it influence immediately, and sometimes their reactions make it all worth it. If you're watching us on YouTube, Facebook, thank you so much. Hit like, subscribe, and share. And also check us out on social media. We have a Patreon now. You can donate a small amount of money and then get some cool maps and pictures and stuff from all of our campaigns put together by...
We just dropped some new character art from Into the Expanse.
Oh,
and
yeah.
if you were a patron, you'd be able to see it right now.
This moment. If not, check us out on TikTok, Instagram. Just go to social media. We're there. I'm too excited. Let's get into it. All right. Last time.
It's a place. Go to social media.
It is. Have you seen Wreck-It Ralph 2? It's totally a place. Okay. Last time on episode 14 of Princesses of Power, Venfira sees before her an alternate reality depicting starting a war at the Silver Seas and dying alone, a traitor, unloved by her family. When she awakens, she finds it was all an illusionatory nightmare, and her family is right there with her, and the Boggins family as well. Everyone is recovering from their trip to the Island of Fear. Mizu comforts young Cassia Boggins by reading her a passage from the Book of Shadows, cursing young Cassia and opening up an opportunity for Vaskar to rise from the Underdark. A storm ransacked the seas. Arista lost control of the ship and it capsized, but everyone managed to work together to use magic to force the ship upright, and they sail out of the storm. At last they arrived 3 days on this trek at Galayastin, a portal to Yamath way below, protected by a powerful water mage. After they demonstrate their desires of travel, they are allowed entrance. The Boggins family stays behind as Arista fetches them some potions to aid in breathing and water pressure. Arista succeeds, and the Boggins family prepares to jump into the portal with 1 hour of water breathing. They all jump in. Father Julius sets a timer on his mechanical trinket in his pocket. And into Yamath they go. Yes. Wait, we have a contestant already on the intro going live.
Sorry.
Yes.
Just in case it matters, because there's a timer running. They have 2 hours of water breathing, but only 1 hour of withstanding pressure.
Right. Essentially,
So
1
they
hour
could get-
not to be crushed.
Yes, exactly. And then they have to be at least higher up in the water, but they don't have to be all the way out.
Perfect. All right.
Just in case that's helpful, I have to put it out there.
That's good. Back into it. Okay,
It's got
so
like an hour and 30 minutes in.
anyways, Arista takes them down there, brings them to the tavern where they meet up with the princesses, and we'll describe what they've been doing, and then Arista takes off into the streets to go locate Seer. So anyways, the princesses went out shopping and drinking in the city, and then Seer wandered to the Hall of Heroes, where she unlocked a passage into Crudo Dorson and came face to face with Queen Arizaline before the meeting of the Order of the Tides, the secret society. Seer has just spoken to Arizaline, reporting on what all has transpired on the trip, and the rest of the Order is slowly corporealizing into their stone seats that have just been put there. You hear a loud calling in the room that calls out session 801. And as we go into this big bright room before we start, back at the tavern, it's just Celia, Mizu, and Vinfira. What do you guys want to do really fast?
I know that Mizu is gonna take a drink or two at the bar so that she can kind of calm her nerves, knowing that this is a place that doesn't have much to do with the Azerian kingdom yet. She wants to, have her nerves die down a little bit, but wants to keep a nice, level-headed composure as well in case she needs to go out and schmooze her way into the city.
Okay, so a couple of drinks to ease yourself. It's going to be 1 gold each, so everyone you buy, just take out of your inventory. Okay?
Vinfira's also going to be having a couple of drinks after her little Isle of Fear, strange little visions and hearing things. She needs to unwind, so she's also going to be having a drink or two.
Pay up that golden shell. Perfect. And
Celia's going to get 30 drinks to go.
On brand.
Just
Yep.
a light start.
they're gonna start packing that up, but those fish are definitely gonna do that. I see no qualm
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah, seconds.
Arista, running through the streets. I'll show you what you see. Through the streets, there are doorways open. There's light from luminous fish swimming around. There's no sun source. The light from the top doesn't reach even close to the bottom here. So these lights that you see are constantly moving. This is just a snapshot of that moment in this picture.
Okay.
But they're definitely the streets with huge archways and coral around you. Everything is water. What would you like to do?
Well, I believe you said that the Hall of Heroes is somewhere in this vicinity.
Yes, and I'll show you the map. On the map, it's called Crudo Dorson just because that's what we know it as right now. But at the top of your map here, that is the Hall of Heroes. It wouldn't say Crudo Dorson to really anyone but Seer. So you can go
sorry?
straight to the Hall of Heroes.
Yes, that's what I would like to do, because that seems to me, from my basic understanding of the Order, like kind of what they do. They lift up the people doing good things, or the heroes.
Right.
They decide who's going to be heroes. So I'm going to go in there and I'm going to start investigating the shit out of that hall.
All right, go ahead and roll me a straight investigation check. And what are you looking for?
I am looking for any sort of... I'm doing two things. I'm doing a roguish check in general for just like traps, nooks and crannies, buttons, levers, that sort of thing. Anything that could that would be out of the ordinary or could mean a hidden something. And second, I'm also looking for any sign of the symbol that was on the book about the secret society.
Okay, yeah, roll me one check for those two things.
That's a 20.
Okay, so you don't find any of those symbols. There are definitely a lot of statues in this abandoned museum type thing. However, you do find on one statue a small lever that is just almost like when it's put against the statue, you can barely tell it, but you found the crack and you can pull it off a little bit and it's a lever.
I'm gonna pull that lever.
Yeah, when you do, the statue starts to rumble and slides over and reveals a staircase that goes down into a hallway that you can't see where it goes from here.
I'm going to use my disguise, go invisible, and go down the stairs.
Okay, as you go down the stairs, you start to see where the hallway lines up with your vision. It's stone and marble all the way until it looks like way off in the distance there is a doorway with a bright white light shining.
Let's go there.
Okay, you start walking, getting closer to this door before you realize you're not getting close to this door. It's repetitive. It starts to be always at a distance as you move. And even after running 5 minutes, if you wanted to, you look back, the stairs are right behind you.
Dang it. What, do I remember any sort of standout phrase or mantra from what I saw of the book?
The book
might
would
be stuck. I am going to. I'm gonna cast message.
Okay.
Just in case
Mm-hmm.
she's here, and I'm this whole thing is a construct anyway, so I'm just kind of pointing. I don't really know where to point.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna whisper to Seir, "Got myself stuck."
Do I
That's it.
get that?
Roll an insight check, Arista.
That's a 23.
Okay, it doesn't work that you know of. Like, they're not responding back immediately.
Right.
It either A, they're incapacitated and can't respond. B, they didn't get it somehow, which means they could not even be on this dimension because it's got to work on this plane of reality.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, one of those two things, they're not getting this message. So, okay. As you stand there kind of looking at the stairs, this never-ending hallway, we're going to slide it over into this place that you're trying to get into with this bright light. And before you appears individually each member of the Order of the Tide. You know them well, Seer. You know that the Triton in his chair with his long beard and bright blue skin with his hair that seems to just be floating in the water is member Vafiel. You remember him from how strong he has been moving his way through military ranks and through commoner positions in Yameth. You recognize member Mako, and from Sharkfood Island, he is he has really no power. He is a source of information on the sides kind of member. Member Gorzig, the merfolk, who always kind of have a scowl. You know from over the years, from the 3 times you've met him, you've seen the progression. He seems to get increasingly upset. He used to be more jovial. Standing there with his big seaweed-made cloak that kind of goes up around his neck and just protects himself in this part of a dangerous place. And then you don't know this member. They are a new one. You've actually never seen this race before. You know, Michael knows, it's a Wanti. But
Yeah.
Seer doesn't even know this race yet, or her name. So with that, they say your mother tells everyone that Seer has brought news that Sharkfood Island has showed loyalist to Olivine. Now, we can't be too surprised that it was on land, but in the middle of the ocean is very surprising. But the princesses put a halt to Shaman Chunta, and just kind of looks at member Mako, the shark folk, who kind of turns around. Well, Shark Food Island is no longer blessed by Saphiri because of Chunta's actions. So what the princesses did by stopping Saphiri from devouring the island and stopping Chunta is a blessing. The people of Shark Food Island worship the princesses. They crawl literally everywhere now. This has given Shark Food Island a time to break down barriers and to re-establish themselves. So we owe the princesses a lot. Kruna Riesling looks out at the rest, everyone. Yes, it has been good. And the king of Azir, I can say, is most pleased with the outcome of the princesses. So overall, can we have a final agreement that sending the princesses off was a good idea? Everyone just kind of looks around. Vafiel raises one of his hands from his stone chair. As I've said from the beginning, I think it's a brilliant plan. The others slowly raise their hands. You see Gorzik slowly raises his hand into a fist into the air with his merfolk claw. Perfect. Let's talk about the bloating plague. Yes,
Michael, but just to remind you, since I do know 4 of them, my passive insight to 21. So just if anyone's saying things that are like that she feels are like against their characters, she would just like to note that. This is where she's like gained that skill of listening to these politicians like talk a lot.
You're getting from Gorzik that you've seen him like 2 other times before this. The last time you saw him, he was very grumpy. But it's been such a long time since you've seen him, and nothing really bad has transpired with him or his position that you know of, or anything has come back around to him. So he could just be, merfolk kind of just grumpy in general. Maybe that's it. But they don't seem to be acting unusual for their character in the moment. So nothing of alarm.
Before I miss too much more, can I try to message my mom?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just in case. I'm like, I don't know if it didn't work or what, but I know she's here too, so I'm going to cast message again and send to my mom. I need the password for the endless hallway.
I can tell you it doesn't reach her.
Damn it.
Anything else? One more thing. Still standing in that hallway.
I mean, I don't know what else to do. Is there any, anything on the walls?
No, they're just rock, stone.
And if I feel along them, I won't feel any, cracks or breaks or anything like that?
Maybe just, cracks in the stone, but not cracks like stones were cemented together kind of thing.
Gotcha. And nothing out of the ordinary, no more, secret doors or anything like that?
You can roll me an investigation check in this hallway.
Oh my god, I rolled a nat 1. It's an 11. I'm never getting out of here.
I don't think anything terrible happens on this nat 1. It's just, there's just nothing smooth, ish. Nothing. So
the door closes behind you.
I'm out of idea.
Back into the room, a Riesling looks over the group and stands up. The bloating plague is now seen everywhere on humanoids and animals all over the Silver Seas. Each one of us here have a tally running of how many we've experienced and counted in our own places. But we believe it started in the center of Azir. You see Vafiel stand up with his big sword he pulls from the side. The sword turns into 100 tiny pieces that kind of move and spin almost like their own little axes together and form little 2D images, and it shows the face of Prince Henry, your brother. And Mama keeps talking. Henry has been seeing actual moments in his dreams that are coming true. At first, before you arrived back at Azir, it was small visitors that were coming by, abnormal fish migrations you could see out the windows. It was strange, and we started to notice that he was getting really good at predicting things, but then he saw the princesses, their boat that was coming back into Azir, all being picked up, that they were going to be attacked and killed. So we let it go, but then when it happened, and looks at Seer, I don't know if you remembered when you first got to Azir on the ship, we made you pause for a while before we moved forward. We were taking care of the situation, which turned out to be someone at the side of the street, unassuming, but did have a lethal amount of toxins in vials. You can only imagine something was happening. After immense questioning, they would not say anything. And then they died soon after. Regardless, something in Henry's dreams is lining up with what's reality. We know because of that it doesn't predict the future so much as show a desired outcome, a projection. Someone wants something. Henry saw it again. He saw your death during the festival. So that the council came up with a decision to get you girls out, Seer, to see the world, to travel, to tie up diplomatic ties, and we installed clones that your father assembled. And we were right. When you left, they were killed. We were blessed at the council that it was a succession. But we didn't think too far what the people of Azir would feel. We knew they would be in mourning. We had planned to anoint Prince Henry higher. But then there was news that came out from Sharkfoot Island of the real princesses. They deemed them the princesses of power in Azir, taking on colossal beast. Now they see the princes that were here as a ruse. They're with whatever you're on. So Azir is secure with the princesses. If you go back, they will love you. But now we know someone is watching Azir. Someone is watching Henry, possibly through Henry's eyes, seeing what he sees. So we have isolated Henry in the palace, controlling what he sees until we can come up with a plan. Henry has also seen visions of what we are calling Shimmer. That blade is going to kind of break into pieces onto the ground and stack on its tips, like if you imagine little squares, like on the corners, they kind of stack up in piles on the floor, like little towers. And they start to move. And Queen Arisling says, Shimmer. It's light going through the water. That is what is being absorbed by people. That is what's causing the bloating. We don't understand quite how it works. Some people get it, some people don't get it. But we're taking all precautions. So Azir has taken steps to cover the streets in cloths and tapestries and tarps. Yarmouth is unaffected. It is so deep down the light does not reach here. And Sharkfoot Island has been warned. But it has taken out approximately 340 members of the Azirian Command and the Yarmouth Scouts. And we do know both are religious institutions. They look to the light for guidance. Maybe there's something there. I introduce member Sarah Lane. Tongue comes up, she stands up, just looks out at everyone. Hello. I am member Sarah Lane from the Banter Marsh. I bring eyes from the other side of the water. What I find most troubling, Seer, is your brother Henry is seeing food attacking Azir. Trivial it may seem, a potato launched through the air hitting your head, or a tomato stepping on your foot. But it seems more vile. The Order is on high alert. This could mean an attack by the food folk of Silverware. Food folk are sentient foods that have either come from or been made of materials from where the material plane and the Fae merge together. They live a varying lifespan from a couple days to multiple weeks, depending on what kind of food they are. An attack from them at their distance would be hard to pull off, seeing as how they are far away from the ocean and their lifespans are so short. But it's our only working theory based off your brother Henry's visions. So I have eyes in the Banter Marsh, but I cannot see everything. Member Gorsick just kind of leans in. Henry says there's someone he sees in his dreams, too. A radish with a face. We are working with artists to flesh out a face, but that's all we've got right now. Mom walks down the steps all the way to you, Seer. Just kind of looks you over for any battle scars and what you just went through.
Seer looks untouched, perfectly fine.
We need the princesses to get more intel on the food folk and your travels.
Understood.
We know you're going on land, however you can get there, and we're willing to help you. A channel might be through Veilcast, and what they are now calling after the consumption of Olivine, the Quinn Dynasty. We have a connection that's a lizard folk, exiled from Veilcast. He says they are calling it the Quinn Dynasty now because they killed Olivine.
I don't know. I didn't touch anything. Sorry.
It's alright. You can use this connection to get into Veilcast if you wish, and maybe find out more about the food folk or the silverware. And your mother leans down to your ear and says, and I have something special to tell you for Arista, who in this moment cannot hear this.
You said she appears?
She just leans down to you and says that to your ear, so the other members can.
What were the last, 2 words?
She has something for Arista.
Oh, okay. So many things just happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you time to breathe and make choices
Yeah.
if you want.
Yeah, she kind of comes back, and as Mom's there, she's like, well, we kind of always knew that power grows, and she kind of holds up her arm that has the curse mark she shares with her mother on it. Since I was the last daughter, we didn't really know how it was going to go, but when Fear's power started it, mine kind of bastardized it, as they say, and it seems that magic just runs through our blood. So that's good for Henry. Perhaps he may need to do some training like I did to help get it under control. His is far less deadly to those around him, so that's a nice perk. But have you considered bringing him here? If he's being watched, perhaps somewhere that he can't be seen? If
Your father does not like the idea.
Of course he doesn't. Well, Thrawn knows best.
Actually, I was thinking you could speak with him. If I can give you a means to communicate with your father, would you talk to him?
To get him to send Henry here?
Yes.
I mean, there are some things I could say. Get us connected. I'll see what I can do. Do we think that there's a chance that this bloating plague is connected to last-ditch efforts from Olivine? Most of our threats just come and deal with us, but if you're sending diseases through the light of water, it kind of sounds like a scaredy cat, and we know Olivine doesn't like to get his toes wet. It sounds very...
Possibly. I mean, what we saw from Shaman Chunta could be foreshadowing of more alliances coming out of the Underdark, so to speak.
Well, I mean, if we're all gaining forces, I would love to do so. I've spent a lot of my life planning to fight and kill Olivine, and since someone beat me to that, the Quinn Dynasty, as she checks her notes, I'll just have to rack up my own awards of evil foes to duel.
Member Gorsick stands up. Interesting that you want to gain more power. Because...
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but we're losing. So we kind of need more.
He looks at Arizaline, and Arizaline looks at him. Tell her everything. She's wiser than you, Gorsick. And just kind of sits in her chair. Gorsick looks at you. Before we hear that, we're going to go back to the tavern. What are you guys doing?
My broke ass.
Do you have any bags? I've got a lot of drinks. I'd like a sack or something.
So they've got them in
And
all
then-
those they've got them in probably 3 big barrels, 3 crate barrel things that are really sturdy under the pressure, and probably not in little individual bottles. But they've got them tied together with ropes, so in the water they're still kind of buoyant a little bit.
Cool. I'll just tie a rope to that and carry it with me.
Little beer kite.
Yeah.
Okay, did you pay up?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
30 gold.
Gold shells out of here.
Was that all of your money?
It was all of my money.
Mizu's
I have
gonna
priorities.
oh, for sure. Mizu's gonna roll her eyes a little bit as she sees this happen, and she's gonna reach in her pocket and she's gonna get out her straw and she's gonna slap it down on the bar in front of Celia, and she's just gonna get up and walk away. And she's gonna kind of look around the bar and see if there's maybe any interesting characters that stand out that she might need to go up and introduce herself to.
All right, let's see who has the best charisma in the room around you. You roll me a charisma, just straight charisma check. Just feel the charisma in the room.
It was the 15.
Yeah, it seems that there is a really active, very wealthy, well-decorated lady in the corner who's trying to get this sea slug with big eyes under control.
Mizu's gonna walk up and go, "You need any help here? Princess Mizumino?"
Oh, yes, dear. Please, I am sitting for my friend, and the pet is so wibbly-wobbly, getting goo all over the place.
Well, I have a pet myself. I can see if there's anything I can do to help you. I'm kind of used to caring for pets.
Oh, I have to wash them myself. He's very peculiar about his... He's a collector, so he's very peculiar about his items. So, roll me a persuasion check.
"24.
Perhaps for a moment. I mean, I do need a breather.
Absolutely. Get yourself cleaned up. It'll just be a second." And she'll take the slug over and just kind of gently start to pet it the same way that she would pet Ganon.
Just kind of curls around your hand, and nuzzles up, and cuddles up like it's going for a nap with these big eyes that kind of blink shut and they're mucusy.
Oh.
She's gonna nuzzle up to it too and kind of hum a little tune as a little bedtime sleepy song to it.
A lullaby?
One of those, yeah.
She just kind of leans down. Oh, that's so precious. Thank you so much, dear. I have to tell his father all about you. I'm sure he'll give you a job taming his slug.
Oh, well,
Not like that.
so I don't have too much time for slug taming these days, but I would love to stop in and see my new little friend anytime in Yarmouth.
Perfect. You just come by the... I'm gonna get this wrong if I don't look at it while I say it. You come by the Poseidonus Hydronia, and you ask to speak with Bok Wajir.
Oh, perfect.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure getting to meet you today. And she's gonna hand the slug back over.
Oh! Just back in her hand is really tame and nuzzling her arm. Oh, she's gonna get up just quietly, not to wake it up. And just kind of float out.
Mizu's gonna just kind of nod as she floats away and kind of head over to Vinfira and see what she's doing.
Real quick before Mizu sees, Celia's gonna stick her finger into her ear and collect a little bit of earwax and put it on the tip of the straw just in case Mizu picks it back up.
Okay, she's not paying attention. She didn't see that.
Yeah, I definitely didn't see it.
Oh my god. Benfira's honestly just kind of minding her own business, keeping to herself. She's sitting with Celia, but not really making any conversation. She's just kind of in her own world.
Mizu's just gonna, I guess, kind of not the seat next to them, but the seat like next to Vinfira, away from Celia, pop down next to them and just kind of sit there and people watch.
She's gonna turn and be like, "Where did you go off to?"
Just some like crazy old lady with a slug. Just held it for a while, you know, princess things. That's kind of my job, is like the people. It's really the only thing I know how to do.
I didn't think that you would be the type to cuddle up with slugs.
I mean, I'm not, but, you know, at the end of the day, whatever gets the people to love you.
I suppose.
And she's, like, getting that brought up again by Vinfira. She's gonna take, like, a little handkerchief out and, like, kind of wipe off where the slug would have been up against her to get any slug remnants off.
Is sea slug slime not good for the skin?
I don't know. I'm not gonna wait to find out, though. I have a way better skincare routine than anything this could offer me.
Can't fault you there, but do let me know how it feels in a couple days.
I will. I'll keep you updated. I mean, if this does anything to mess with my gills, I'm seriously gonna be pissed.
Oh, I don't blame you. Every time I shift forms, it's like I have to remember I don't have gills, but sometimes I do have gills, and once we got to the land animals, it started getting really weird.
Yeah. I mean, Mizu's just gonna kind of look around and go, things are getting a little boring here, I guess. I mean, we could show off our faces a little bit more in town, do some window shopping. Are you down?
Sure. I haven't gone on a shopping spree yet, have I?
I mean, we don't have Daddy covering everything here, so it's not like I can really spend like how I'm used to be able to, but maybe I can get a cute little trinket or something with the gold I have.
I'm sure you'll manage. I bet if you messaged Daddy right now, he would just go, "Oh, anything for you, Mizu," and...
Yeah, you're right, he would, but I think this whole trip is supposed to be like me being independent or whatever, and I mean, it's really annoying that I can't, you know, treat myself the way I deserve to be treated, but I guess I can wait till the next island, because we're going to get our budgets back eventually. I mean, Yarmouth isn't anything to, like, come back and write to home about, as they would say.
Well, I mean, she kind of glances around and, like, looks at all the different, like, lights and jellyfish and, ooh, it's shiny. I think I prefer this to the sun. I don't really get the sun. It's just...
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally with you there. Besides looking for that fucking book, there's no other reason for me to be on land, but it's not all it's cracked up to be. I think I'm fine with living the rest of my life in the water now that I've seen things. It was nice for a while.
Are you sure you really want to find that book? I know that this has been the hot topic for a while and everything.
I mean, I don't really know what else to do to prove myself right now. I mean, we're going to all these places. There's something for everybody to do everywhere we're going. There's nothing for me to do except, you know, be pretty and woo the people. But I feel like there's something I really need to do, like something big that I can bring back to Daddy and he can be really proud of.
Says the girl who banishes a theory by herself.
It's not enough.
And Fear's gonna kind of like look at her like, Mizu, you're way better with people than any of us are. I mean, I can sit down and write illegal codices for an entire kingdom. I can do that all day, but you people, unless it's business, it's just not me. I mean, you can actually talk to and connect with people in a way that is fully unique to you, and this isn't me just trying to suck up and make you feel good because you're Mizu. It's just me genuinely trying to offer you a compliment.
I mean, thank you. It's pretty deserved, but I will take it. Thank you, Vinny. But I mean, can I be honest with you for a second? And she's gonna kind of like peer over Vinfira and like look at Celia, and then kind of like pull Vinfira in closer to where like just them can hear. She's gonna go, Voskar told me if I can get him this book, he's gonna make me like so powerful, like probably more powerful than this like Olivine guy. And
I think I already have a plan of what I want to do with the book if I can find it. Like what I want to do first, but it's a secret.
Well, there goes my first question. My second question is, what sort of power is being offered exactly? Like, what flavor?
This Voskar guy, he's super shy. I mean, I know you haven't gotten to know him very much yet, but we've kind of been bonding a little bit here recently. I've got to know him a little bit better, but he's a tough shell to crack. I mean, that bitch is like a pearl. He is way fucking in there, and you're not gonna get to it. But he's not been super specific, to be honest with you, about like how powerful he's gonna make me or what that power is even gonna be, but I think I trust him. I mean, I don't have many friends, and he doesn't really ask me about myself ever, and I'm not really used to that, but he doesn't really have a choice but to talk to me, so I guess that makes us friends.
That's probably how that works. I just find it very curious. You know what? Let me put aside the pleasantries. Do you have a contract, and can I read it?
I don't know. I mean, I can ask him. Like, he's here right now.
You entered into a deal for almighty power greater than the likes of Olivine, and you didn't get it in writing?
I mean,
Do you not listen to anything I tell you?
it's just like my brand deals. I do them all verbally. It's like a verbal agreement, but I have such a good memory. I just, like, can't remember exactly everything he said right now, but I promise you I'm, like, super smart. I wouldn't do, like, any deal if I didn't think it was a good deal for me.
Mizu, what is rule 1 of business? Get it in writing. I've drilled that into you since you were, like, 5.
I mean, I thought it was, like, to show up making sure you look better than everybody else there, but I kind of remember that too.
That's rule 3. I have this common misconception.
3? I mean, that's kind of low, but
I only kind of wrote the rule book. Look, point is, if there's any way you can get some kind of written contract, that way you can at least take a look at it and know what you're getting into and know what sort of powers from beyond this realm that you're being offered, I think that may possibly be a decision that would be a wise one to make.
I mean, I can ask him to, like, draft up a copy for me, but I think I already agreed, so I don't know if I can, like, back out. I don't think I want to back out, but I mean, if it'll make you feel better, sissy, I can do that for you.
That would make me feel a million times better. Billion, trillion, even. Just knowing, she puts, like, a hand on Mizu's shoulder, like, really earnestly. Like, really earnestly. It would just make me feel better knowing that I can help you.
I got you, sis. And in that exact moment, she's gonna, like, turn down to Ganon, Voskar, and do the thing that she always does, being an airhead, and be like, hey, so did you, like, hear all of that, or do you need me to tell you again?
Ganon just looks his little head
You're
up.
muted.
Ganon just lifts his little head up, kind of looking around the room with that dumbfounded look on his face. And you just hear in your head,
I'm gonna stop answering you if you keep directing it to the turtle.
I mean, I have to, like, play it off a little bit with my sisters, or they're gonna think I'm, like, crazy.
They already think you're crazy. You are crazy, and that had nothing to do with me, sweetheart.
Whatever, look who's talking.
So you, like, need anything right now? You're kinda not on land.
I mean, did you hear my sister? She wants, like, a copy of whatever deal we've agreed to work with each other. I don't know if that's, like, a thing you do. I don't even know if you can write, but, like, maybe you could talk to her.
Oh yeah, I can get you that.
Okay, cool. That was it. Thank you.
I mean, I can personally hand-deliver it, if you like.
Bosscar, that sounds, like, super shady, and after that stunt you pulled earlier with that little girl, I'm not gonna trust you 100% right now.
Ah, but it was that stunt with the little girl that makes this offer possible. Think about it.
Okay, I need to hear the offer first. We talked about this. We're friends now, right? We're friends? We're friends?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so friends, like, one thing that they do when they're, like, really good friends, and I think we're like, really good friends at this point, they like to talk through the things that they're gonna do, like, before they do them together.
Yeah, just call forth me from the girl's mouth and I'll bring you the receipt. That's what you're asking for, right?
I mean, yeah, I think.
This isn't like a you say Voskar 3 times thing. This is like I just need to know that it's... You have to want for me to come out of Cassia's mouth like the curse does for me to come... Are you
Is
ready?
it gonna kill her, or is she gonna be like, okay?
Oh no, it's like a serpent. You know, their mouth gets really big. It'll hurt for a little while, but they're fine. I don't care.
Let's go to somewhere a little bit more private so we don't cause a scene, and we can do that. Does that sound good?
Oh, I love this.
Twitch chat, if anybody fucking sends Mizu causes a scene, I'm literally gonna kill you.
I was just gonna say, somebody redeem it. Go buy it.
You have a bathroom to think about it. That's 10 minutes for everyone to get their points together.
Thank you, bathroom.
Welcome back, everybody, to Princesses of Power, episode 15. As always, I hope you had a pleasant bathroom break. Let's jump back into it. Right now, we're going to fly right back into Credo Dorson. Do you have any questions, Seer? The council looks to you.
Can I just get some clarification on this? Sarah Lane's her name, right? Banter Marsh is far away, as you said, and also I'm assuming Silverware is also far away because Silverware. So I'm confused why exactly you're here.
Well, the Banter Marsh is connected to the Silver Seas. After I met with the council, we believed it was a good idea I could share my insight for Banter Marsh and show what's happening and what's growing. Spread information for the Order. And I understand the punishment, henceforth, if I were to disobey the Order or reveal the Order's anything. There is nothing to fear.
Glad you understand how it works. I was just simply curious. I do also have the land locked to say. That's I don't know if you know who I am. Saira Ga'oth, the Princess of Azir. I work at Suplin. So I kind of get the whole land protection thing. That's like my thing. So I do appreciate the insight. I just haven't seen any food folk. So I was just curious. But thank you. So much.
They're going to Mako is going to walk forward and create this illusion in the air of the flat land that is Silvernell, and it will turn to the map, and they will reveal on the map locations you have not seen. The Banter Marsh.
And also, while you're doing that, I will go ahead and break the news that Alyssa finds a book. We'll redeem that.
Okay, cool.
And also, Mizu attracts a scene. That was from... Oh, BB Grimes did both of those. Arista finds a book, and Mizu attracts a scene. Thank you, BB Grimes, for both of those.
Okay. I don't know
Just
why
doing
I can't
the work
reveal...
for fate. I love it.
I can't really reveal the map right now for some reason, so we're just going to go back
no
to
worries.
order.
Okay, and so Henry, bless his soul, he's seeing the future, allegedly, and things are working out, and I understand that you all may be afraid. I pick up the vibe that from the adults that you don't like things outside of the sea, but in the spirit of getting things done, what if the next time Henry foresaw the death of his sisters, you told us about it, and then we knew that the attack was coming, so then we had the upper hand, so when they attack us, we surprise them, kill them, and or get information from them, just so we can be a little more involved. I just feel like, as, again, Princess Sair got off, to be clear, we should be a little more involved in our protection. We literally leave all the time to protect you all, and I appreciate it coming back on us, but it's getting to the point where it's more so getting in the way, and less information is making it to us, and this is about us. So I would just love to be more involved, and I appreciate this happening now, or 8 days ago, but whatever.
All of the members except for Horizonline look a little uncomfortable, and they all slowly turn to look at Horizonline, who
I got a big mouth, I know.
just calmly says, "Darling, individually, you and your sisters are powerhouses, but no one trusted that you could work together. That's not a slight.
Oh, honey, I know.
We have seen now that you can work together, so we have revealed everything to you now. If I would have known you would have gotten along so well at the beginning, which, trust me, darling, no one could predict that, we would have let you in. But I had already seen how telling your father had brought up a lot of problems I did not expect."
Zair's hands fly up as she's being compared to her father. Don't do that. I can keep a secret, as we all know. Thrawn, however, is a different story. I'm trying to not be offended by what is said here, and so I will choose to not be offended. However, I will respond, because we don't want to die. I'm not sure who you all know, but I'm intimately familiar with my sisters, and though we may not get along, we will literally, as much as we fight each other, we will turn that shit on anybody, and knowing that our lives are in danger would further connect us than drive us apart. But now that we're here, I have spent the last 8 days working with my sisters and getting them up to par, which is good. It wasn't for this, but it's all seems to be connected now because we are going to land. I'm not sure if you know what's happening in Supplement, because it's on land. It's not really your thing, but there are annoying things happening on land that we need to resolve, and that also may strengthen our alliance here, forming a dynasty, perhaps of our own, as we expand to land.
Very good. To more important matters, the bloating plague has taken out a lot of our soldiers. Zirian, Yamith, a large amount. The water is becoming polluted with vinegar and sugar, briny. It's not good for us to swim it at all. It's causing a lot of problems in and of itself, so we avoid it. It is most important that the princesses can secure the border to Eudothia diplomatically long enough for us to refill those positions in our commands and our scouts, so we can keep that stronghold. I'm telling you. And then just Gorsic just stands up and just yells, "Because we're at the brink of war!" And everyone just kind of looks at him, and he kind of loses it and sits back down, and she's like, "Dramatic, member Gorsic, very dramatic. Point proven." And he says, "Merfolk are growing impatient with no leader. Olivine's death left a vacuum. We expect mass hostility and volatility. It is dangerous. We must secure ties and ensure the merfolk are at bay so we can figure out this plague. Venfira is needed here. I only liked this plan because the princesses included Venfira. She must go to Eudothia. She is the only one they will listen to."
Who do you suggest that we use to replace Olivine, since he lost? Do you have a suggestion, yourself or someone else who you would deem, or Venfira might know, that is either up to the task or at least has enough pull to work to get them all together? Is there someone that we should be on the lookout for, or do we need to appoint someone to that position?
Interesting you should bring that up. We have formulated a plan. Again, I now regret to tell you, you were not invited to this plan. Please do not take offense at this here. But we think it's a good one. Member Vafiel. He stands. My turn. Before we go to that, we go to Arista in the cavern, who is chillin', looking both ways. All you have is your bag of books. Reaching in out of curiosity, you would find this great book that's going to be somehow on your adventure through the market and stuff. you kind of hit a table or something, and a book fell in that you did. It fell in your
Ooh,
bag.
what's this? You're new. Let's be friends. We'll start reading the book.
Perfect. And that's going to be, it's like a book that shows paintings of different events that have happened in the Hydrus Coliseum. And it's kind of got like a, there's National Geographic, books that give you small tidbits of different parts. It's like different shows, different battles, different arenas, kind of like a history. It was probably on one of those tables at the market to show off the Hydrus Coliseum where they were selling other stuff. Mizu, what are you doing?
Mizu is getting people together, taking Vinfira and grabbing Celia and trying to take them to an area that is more secluded, more private, maybe like an alley way somewhere, or like scoping out a location where there isn't anybody at.
Are we just gonna leave the Boggins alone?
Oh, no, yeah, and the Boggins. I'm trying to get them too and bring them.
Okay, the Boggins all will come with you.
I don't know if bringing them all was a good idea, but I committed to it, so I'm gonna go look for like a place for us to go that no one can even like see us remotely around.
Actually, Julia's Boggin is going to ask if perhaps they could take their family back to the market and look around. They only have a short amount of time. They can stay here, and they kind of want to see this place, and they can meet back up with you at the ship later on.
Mizu's gonna say, absolutely, I think that's a great idea, and we will join you, as a matter of fact. We can take a little stroll through the market together. What do you think, sisters? As she, looks at them and she's, giving them a, come on.
Oh, yes, of course. As I mentioned, I hadn't done any shopping yet. I think it's a little bit overdue for some retail therapy.
Yeah,
We've got to find a new boat, too, so
yeah,
I'm sure there's boats in the market.
I'm sure there was actually a place that I would love to take the girls. I passed by it earlier. It's so beautiful. It's got the most beautiful jewelry. If you guys want to take one end of the market, my sisters and I can take the girls out. We can have like a little princess day together, Give them a little princess treatment. Get to experience what being true royalty is really like.
That would be wonderful. Thank you.
Let's go. Awkwardly deciding whether to let these princesses babysit your kids or not.
I got a +8 persuasion. Let's go.
I think, Cassia's feeling a little bit better. She's very energetic. You've read stories with her. You guys have spent time together. Elena spent a lot of time with you. Trust you. Found her family. I think it's okay. We'll be close by.
Okay, perfect. I am immediately going to take them to a alleyway that is secluded from no one else being around with my sisters if they're gonna follow me.
Okay,
yeah. Shitty jewelry shop.
Celia, that was a fucking lie. I don't know if you picked up on that. We're gonna go to it after.
Are we looking for a boat?
I mean, fuck, we can do that too. This is way more important, trust me.
Okay, alternate option. She turns to the Boggins kids. Okay, and hands them both five shells gold shells for them to spend. Okay, you see that shop right there, and she points to whatever shop happens to be closest and in eyesight.
Mizu kind of rolls her eyes for a second. She's like, "Oh, fine. We'll give them the princess treatment for 5 minutes max, and then we gotta go do this. If you want to see this contract, I gotta make this happen."
And Mizu causes a scene. As you're standing there talking, trying to get everyone away and everything, you're hearing in the back of your head,
Yes, get him away. Get the girl. Oh, this is perfect. This is the best plan we could have come up with. Come on, Mizu.
and you just hear this noise growing in the back of your head, and Voskar's growing impatient. And for the first time, you feel it not just in your mind, but physically on the back of your skin, it raises the goosebumps on your back as it feels like it's heating up. And for a moment, people behind you who are looking at you guys trying to get out of this place people can see your clothes behind you come out of your back, as if Freddy Krueger coming from a wall, from a nightmare. He's coming out of your back, but under your dress. Just... And people just kind of get up and are freaking out and stepping back, and you just feel like, you just got tattoos all over your back for a quick second. And people are kind of freaking out and swimming around you and trying to get out. And one guy, this looks like he's some mage, pulls back his robe and has his hand with this like red spiral thing, and just yells for you to halt and get down.
Mizu is gonna attempt to slip like Ganon into her hands and try to like pretend like he was like in her clothes under her back and like reach out and like kind of fake pull him out if she can do that. I have something to say if it works, but I want to attempt to do that.
Like Ganon from the basket, like you want to reach back from in the basket?
Right, and like try to pretend like he was what was underneath my clothes, Like
okay, the only way I see it possible, I don't think your arm would reach, so you'd have to do something that would get Ganon to go up your back and walk while you bent over and grabbed it. So roll me an animal handling check.
Okay, I'm gonna use... I got an 11. But I'm gonna use my thing that can add to my roll. I'm gonna use
so it's like your hand's going down and you're like, come on. He starts to go up a little bit, but not all the way, and you're like, get over here!
Yeah, I'm gonna use Dark One's own luck to add a d10 to it. So that'll turn into 17.
Yeah, he goes all the way. He meets you at your hand.
Once per short rest. Or once per short rest.
You succeed.
Okay, so she's gonna do that and be like, sweetie boy, you got under my clothes again. And she's gonna like tuck him underneath her arm and like give him a little pet and kind of like turn and be like, I'm sorry if Ganon spooked you guys.
Persuasion check. No, deception check.
Mm-hmm. That's the right one.
That was a 27, baby.
Yeah, girl.
People it's not really tense in the room right now. People have started to leave, but other ones are sitting down. Some people are laughing at how ridiculous they thought it was. Bartenders looking, okay, the fish are swimming, things are good.
With the tension died down, she's gonna turn back to her sisters and the girls and go, so, back to the princess treatment. And kind of have like a little evil-ish grin that like creeps upon her face.
She smiles back.
She's gonna lead them over to the booth that she was originally talking about with like the jewelry, and meanwhile scoping out a less populated area.
What I was going to say was I was going to give them a bit of gold and tell them to go to the shop in eyesight of wherever we ended up. That way we could see if they got some good purchases. I was not going to say kidnapped.
Perfect. I mean, you're better with the plans than me. I'm more of like a spur-of-the-moment thinker, just like poof, gone. So, yeah, I guess you should stick to the planning.
Do we want them to be kidnapped?
No.
We can probably like find someone.
No.
Just for like 5 minutes. That's it.
Okay, it's not kidnapping if they're just in a shop that's right there.
I'm just
at least not under
her.
my legal code. It's not. Maybe it's different here, but I certainly didn't write it that way.
I'm borrowing, it's kind of a long story, but I need to borrow, Cassia's body so that, Venfira can basically, get a copy of my deal with Voskar, the demon that lives in my body.
This makes no sense to me.
I know, I said it was a long story, but that was like the C notes version of it, like the shortened version.
Uh-huh.
The C notes?
Spark notes.
Y'all hop on the shag?
I'm deceased.
So Mizu's just gonna, I guess, kind of follow a little bit behind the girls as they shop and get to pick something nice, and if anything grabs their like eyes, if they don't have enough gold for it, Mizu's gonna get it for them, whatever it would cost.
You definitely have to help them
What a
around because
sloppy.
don't forget everyone's swimming and they're not used to swimming. They're not nearly as fast as you swimming, so you kind of have to be there with them to help them swim through.
Oh yeah, she definitely has Cassia's hand in particular, like guiding her. She's not gonna let her go now. She's like, yeah, come on.
In the back of your mind, you hear,
Right here in the market would be so dramatic.
Okay, I know that it would make for like a better moment, good press, you know, any press is good press, but I think I gotta play this one a little bit more smart.
back at Arista in the tunnel.
I'm still reading my book, hoping somebody will find me.
You
Because I
see
don't know what else to do.
the light at the end of the tunnel, the stairs at the left, caught between a bright and a step. Yeah.
What happens if I try to go back up the stairs? I've been assuming that I can't get out. Go back.
Oh, yeah,
and
you
get
walk
out,
right up the
but-
stairs.
Well, I'm just gonna sit by the statue and read until Seer comes back.
Oh no. With it still open?
No, that would no.
Okay.
No, I don't want to expose them or anything.
Yeah, I
I
was
was
making
trying
sure.
to go because my mother told me to go so I could hear some things and learn some things. So no, I'm gonna be sneaky about it and not show it off to other people, but I'm still hanging around. And I'm just gonna let myself continue to be invisible until I can't anymore.
Okay, cool. Just invisibly sitting there in the empty Hall of Heroes. Meanwhile, back in Gerudo Dorson, Vafiel stands up in the middle of everyone, looks at you, Seer. His sword he has down into the ground. The Festival of the Heroes is put in place as a celebration of heroes in Yarmouth, but also across the Silver Seas as well. This year, the Order will use this event to award one hero with a magical sword, and we need your help to do it. Let me tell you why. No. Let me tell you what. The sword. The Flaming Phoenix Sword. Once belonged to the Eudothians. The sword was traded to Yarmouth for the release of merfolk prisoners. Any wielder of this magical sword will find it's a rare magical item that burst into flames, but it has a greater power. Power that only reveals itself to one Goliath bloodline. The last known wielder was a student named Kincaid the Conqueror many centuries ago who fought against Cthulhu and lost. Kincaid's great-great-great-great-great-grandson lives today, and he is here in Yarmouth for the festival to compete. Mama says just as the Order planned. We must make sure Lunkar the Relentless wins the game and gets the sword. Only he can unlock its true potential and call forth the Phoenix of Silvernell. If he wins, we will award him, as Yarmouth's new biggest hero, and his bird, a commanding position with Venfira to go into Eudothia as a protector. He must win. We have hardly anyone left at the borders of Eudothia and the Yarmouth Deep Ocean. Currently, there are 5 competitors. One competitor will be named when a paper arrives on the event planner's desk at 10, and he holds up a paper. That leaves 3 unknown challengers against Lunkar and this person. So our plan is to install the 5th aid to help Lunkar to win. And we want it to be one of the princesses.
Phoenix, bird, right?
Eudothia,
Bird.
mainly underwater, main capital, right at the ice, above water.
I don't want to be that girl who asks dumb questions, but is it smart to put a giant flaming bird next to all the ice? I mean, it's very scary. I do like it. I'm just curious.
They'll kind of make some remarks to each other.
Just make sure you thought about that, because I know you're also smart.
Talks about how, like, the tower is Olavine's tower. It's like a huge chunk of ice that goes up. It's not really connected like Amu Beat used to be. So there is potential damage for that, yes. But the fact that the Phoenix was never tameable or listened to Olivine and was one of the greatest thorns in Olivine's foot, it's almost symbolic that the Phoenix would stop Olivine's greatest allies.
I see. And to piggyback off that, so and Gorzig, don't be offended. So we know the merfolk don't fuck with us like that, though they live down here, but they work with Olivine, who's our direct enemy. Again, don't be offended. But why are we helping them again, since they were, checks notes, our sworn enemies that we fought for over 100 years, then they lost and got mad and worked with the guy who hated us? Curious. Just curious.
Would you suggest we annihilate my family and friends and everyone I've ever known? We have no choice but to find peace between our nations.
Well, speaking from a strictly peace point of view, some of us have gotten along for a very long time. And some of us, you, have not gotten along. And I'm not saying that we need to hurt you. I'm simply saying, if we didn't help our enemies, I have on good authority that they might work it out themselves. This is just to say that if we do, when we do help the merfolk, allegiance, real allegiance, would be loved, at least from my perspective of the Azir Kingdom, because I don't like frenemies when it comes to war, and I would love to know that you will stay on our side, not just when Daddy's not home. If you can speak for your people, I'm not sure.
The merfolk are born followers. If we can keep their anger at bay long enough to persuade them, for Vinfira to persuade them, then perhaps a door will be open to a consistent allegiance. But as of right now, there is too much news in the murky waters that makes them go crazy against all of the rest of you.
Well, it's good that they're followers, because I know a girl who likes to write laws. Follow-up question, can we handle the vinegar situation that's in the water? I know we're going about avoiding it, but have we looked into some sort of way to purify said afflictions of any way?
We've spoke of some ideas, but you're more than welcome to suggest some.
Oh, I have absolutely none. I was just curious if that was like, we just had mentioned that we were avoiding it, and I know we enjoy avoiding problems, but I do like to approach mine. So I was just curious if I can also look into that. I would add it to my list of things to do if you're not currently working on it.
That would be great. This is a 3-day-old situation, so we're working fast. So if you want to aid in that way, that would be perfect.
Perfect. And this competition of heroes, what does that competition look like? If I'm submitting a sister, I would love to know what.
It's a 3-tiered competitor battle. First stage would be Viper Fish Racing. Second is a brawl. And the third one is whoever can pull a sword from a big steel chunk.
And is that a sword?
Yes. And right before that, the audience gets to vote out someone they don't like. I wouldn't worry about that as long as you're unlikable. As long as you're not unlikable.
Okay. Sounds easy enough. So we need to install the 5th, just to check my list of things that I need to do. We need to pick a I need to pick a competitor. We need to look into intel on the food folk, intel on curing the plague, and convince Daddy to send Henry here for proper training. Those 4?
Perfect.
Great. I would also like to add expanding the Azir dynasty to land. Just saying.
Ariseline stands up. Like I said, Seer has this under control. We can trust the princesses. We can go now. Vafiel, you can write whatever you need to on that piece of paper after we get word back from Seer. Seer, where can we hear from you?
Guess I should just do it now. I can just... If they have to fight, that kind of kicks out Mizu and Vinfira, but Vinfira doesn't have to be a person to fight. I'm just worried about... I'm tossing it up between Celia, because Celia can kick ass, and between this Viper racing? Are they riding a thing? Is
Yes.
it a?
Yes.
I'm gonna get. I believe in my sister, and I vote that Lily does this. She is the fiercest warrior of us all. I'm just the most cunning and the prettiest. But I submit Celia as the fifth member to join in and aid in this competition, and I'm sure she'll have no problem throwing it if we just mention that you'll give her lots of alcohol after.
This large black stick kind of appears in his hand in the water and starts writing on the papers floating and leans down and says, "Is that spelling correct?" And as he does with your passive insight, you can feel under the paper he's passing you a tiny little envelope in your hand while looking you dead in the eye. "Is that spelling correct?"
It is, and she takes the envelope.
He just says, "Good choice," and stands back. That commences session 801. Member Mako stands and says, "But be warned, as always, Seer. If you tell your sisters, there's more chances that the order will be discovered. More people speaking about the order. Use your discretion."
Tell them about the order. Don't tell them about the order, but I need to tell them about the things we need to do.
Everything
That
that
I
you
can talk
tell
about.
them is one more piece of information that could leak and put the order in jeopardy. Be cautious, is what I tell you. Be warned. If the
I give
order
you-
of the tides is revealed, you know the punishment is memory erasure and then death. If you ever were to be reanimated, you would never remember.
And I give you this, since you've kept secrets from me, I won't keep secrets from you. Anything, I will have to share some information with them, as we will be investigating our lives, and our lives are on the line, which is weird that you want to keep from us. But anything that gets out, which would be nothing, if anything does get out, you may take it from my head. And she bows, basically saying if secrets get out, she will take the fall for it. But she has no intentions of secrets getting out. But I have to tell them things because I don't know how you do sending people on missions without them knowing things, but I need to let them know that at least lives are on the line. I need them to write laws specifically to do things. It's hard to sell that when I can't just say, I don't have to tell them where I got the information from, but I need to say some information that I learned here. But I can keep it sisterly.
Understood. He stands back. Everyone kind of nods. Queen of Rizaline says, "Bless the order." Everyone says, "Order of Tides." And it starts to fade out, and they go away, except for Queen of Rizaline, who still stands there and walks forward. "Tell your sisters whatever you wish. The old shark was just saying, just be careful. You know, your sister's got a demon inside of her. Maybe perhaps keep a few things from her. You know your sisters more than I do, Seer. Just..."
Oh, that demon inside of her has been there for a while, but Voskar, that's gonna be my bitch. He's not very bright, and see, while Mizu is chaotic, she's not stupid, and I think it works for us that Voskar thinks she's stupid, because he, you know men, mummy. But I'm sure that Voskar in his book will be firmly planted on our side, and we know where Mizu's alliance lies on that throne, so I think we'll be okay.
Help her find that death book, but do not let her use it. Bring it back here. The Order could move everything towards peace with an item as powerful as that. In Mizu's hand, I fear the worst.
Ironically, and not to be offensive, I fear the book in her hands and in yours.
Do you feel safe with them in your own?
Me and Death get along very well, and I don't think I need a book to prove my point. So I would love to. I mean, I could hold on to it. I just don't think it should be used as a means of gaining peace. Olivine went that route, and it doesn't really sit well for people who are forced into peace. That's not really how peace really works.
As a member of the Tide, your orders are to bring them back. We can discuss the usage once it is here. But this is a council. I do not make all of the decisions. Listen, I also want to tell you quickly before I disappear. The lizard folk that I was speaking about at the Azir, he was there at the Azir Palace the day you got there. When you walked in, if your father and I seemed awkward, touchy-feely, it was a ruse. We were waiting with this lizard folk behind the scene to make sure everything did transpire as it did. We needed confirmation. I found him. I was was told about him by Vafio at the Kirsay Islands. I'm telling you this because I know how much Arista wants to know these things. I'm so excited to see how she grows. Please keep an eye on her and tell her if she wants to know more about the Kirsay Islands, if she wants to know more about where she came from, that lizard folk would know.
You have a name? Do I know his name so I can write it in my notes? Or is it just lizard folk?
He just goes by a symbol. An X with 2 lines down the middle that I definitely planned before this moment.
Horizontal lines or vertical?
Horizontal, baby, horizontal.
And it was lovely seeing you, Mother. I wish we could have done this without all the, but I get it. Please make sure that Father's in contact with me so I can deal with the Henry situation. Much obliged.
We'll be in contact. Goodbye.
Oh, we
Sierra.
will. Bye.
And she disappears. As it's doing that, you find yourself in a very dark hallway, Seer. You know this. You've never been in this. Well, you've probably been in this entrance like once before, but it's just flat wall, and then behind you there's a staircase, but it's dark because it's covered, so it's just pitch black in this hallway that you remember.
I mean, I walked straight in here, right? Can I just turn around and?
Yeah, you can just walk up the steps, but Arista has moved the statue back over the hole.
I assumed that's where it needed to be. Yeah. It'd be pretty conspicuous to have just left an open doorway this whole time.
Yeah, I'm not. I agree, close it, because if somebody walks in there, it reveals it. I'm just letting her know that it's closed.
Yeah,
I would have thought she closed it behind herself. She did, because I had to open it.
Yeah, and which is fine. I assume there's some sort of way to open this door from the inside. Can't be locked in here.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy
Do
to
I
switch.
just-
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
so
I don't know
like,
why I
so
brought so
switch
much
a symbol.
attention to that, but yeah, it was closed.
like-
Now it's open. Okay, you walk out. A visible Arista sees you.
Just kind of, just kind of slow out. I just walk out slowly. She's not like expecting anything, so she just kind of like walks out. Very like, just another day in her life, and she's walking, out past these statues. So sorry, I blanked. But she's invisible, so
You hear from behind you. How was your meeting?
not much is going on. Do you know, Kirsay Islands? Is that something that you're familiar with?
Again.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Do you?
No. But I heard that I was told that you may need to find, and she kind of like takes her hand. It's not really a name, and she kind of traces out the symbol on the hand, X and the horizontal, which I imagine is an X and an equal sign, like overlapping. But she kind of draws it on her hand. She's like, it's a name of someone who may have information for you.
Okay. Did she tell you where to find them? I'm not sure that narrows it down.
Well, I mean, lizard folk under sea. This may be a thing. They were in the. Well, you were with us. They were in the castle. It was the lizard folk we ran into.
She specifically said he will be at Veilcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
We should cross paths with him. It's at a place called the Quinn Dynasty, or also known as Veilcast. I don't know what your books have if you know of that place. All names to me. I've never been there. Land things. Come with me.
How best can we fit that into our itinerary?
That is a good question, and I have no idea. We're gonna have to make a lot of decisions coming up, but it's on land and we're going there, so we
can talk about it back on the boat. Did we need to do anything else here? Because the Boggins only have a limited amount of time left before they're either crushed under the weight of the ocean or drown.
It's dramatic. I guess just a boat to leave. Did we just find one?
Okay. Yes, let's go find a boat. Wait, could we ask the person that we're delivering this boat to if he has a different mode of transportation that maybe he'll no longer need?
Yeah, maybe this is like a new boat, and we can just take the old boat that he already had because it was like dirty or something. That's what Mizu does. She's
Yeah,
like, I don't want to wear this twice, and just buy something new. So,
let's start with that because we also have to make the delivery anyway. So let's go
Baklava's his
find the
name,
girl.
right? No?
Fuck, what is she here?
Oh, it's so weird. Okay.
It's
What you
weird.
said.
It's strange. Let's
Bow,
go.
Okay,
and
before we move forward, I will say that whole Festival of Heroes thing is a large amount of experience points option. A finding the cure for this light plague is mega ultra super big extravagant XP option.
How do we do that?
Just
I don't
that's
remember what that thread was.
yeah.
that was just so we got to kind of guess it out. Oh, actually, we need to get. She's like, remember, she's like, we need to probably get the Boggins out of here because we have to go to the Festival of Heroes.
Okay, then we need to secure them another vessel very quickly.
Yeah. If we can secure it and then they can just hold it for us while we go to the Festival of Heroes so they just don't drown and or be crushed by the pressure of the ocean, I'm here for it. Or they can get crushed by the pressure of the ocean, which I'm also here for.
Or if we're able to find two different modes of transportation, they can take one and go ahead and head home, and then we'll just continue on our way with the other.
Yeah, as long as they skip the Island of Fear, I think they'll be okay.
Okay, let's go. Faster, faster, faster! No
Okay,
time to lose!
while they're running towards the market, the tavern.
I guess. Yeah, that back toward, that's where I left them, so that
Yeah.
general area.
You would have to run through the market to get to the tavern anyway, so you're checking the area. While that's happening, while you're running, we'll take a quick bathroom break and be back to wrap this up. See everybody soon. Welcome back, everybody, from the bathroom break. As always, we hope you had a pleasant break. Welcome back. Right now, we have just left the Order of the Tides with Seer and Arista heading towards the market as you guys rush into the market. Right before you get there, we see Mizu, Celia, Vinfira, Cassia. You're stopping at a stand, a stall, swimming to a stall. She had pointed at this beautiful, like, strong, almost like mermaid type woman with a crown with a large trident in her hand, like medallion made from this speckled glass that seems to have bioluminescent rub underneath it so it's glowing outward.
Pretty.
Mizu's gonna take whatever gold that Cassia had, and if it cost any extra, anything that she would take out of her pocket to pay for it.
Cassia, in her pocket, that she will gladly give for it because she wants it, is 2 gold, and it's gold piece, not a gold shell.
And Vinfira gave her 5 earlier.
So she's got 5 gold
Give
shells.
them 5.
Okay, so they've got 5 gold shells, 2 real gold coins, and some like lint that's turning wet, and a crumpled piece of paper that was on fire. Looks like it was crumpled and hidden in her pocket.
I'll let
Put
her
all this
keep...
cotton candy in my pocket. And
Literally. I'll let her keep that for herself, a little snack for later, but I'll take the gold coin and the gold shells, and she'll just go ahead and grab some extra out of hers and just kind of like throw it down to be able to pay for it.
The merchant tells you that medallion is 84 gold pieces.
Mizu's gonna take the rest of her gold out of her pocket and pull out a picture of herself and sign Princess Mizu Minu on it with like a XO and a heart, and then be like, and just hand it out, but like not say anything this time because she's in a rush.
How many gold pieces to a shell, though? Because you just said they're different.
It's 1 to 1, basically. Just people aren't used to seeing gold coins down here, unless a pirate ship crashes.
Yeah, so I gave him like 40 gold.
Roll a
And picture of
persuasion
myself.
check at disadvantage because you're not really trying.
There's a 14.
How many gold shells did you put down?
22 plus 7, 28.
He scoops that up.
29.
29. I can't count.
It scoops that up, takes the picture, and says 20 more.
Mizu's gonna take the picture back and like kiss the picture with her like lips and then hand it back, and like in her eyes you can see like her impatience is like growing, but
Persuasion check disadvantage.
a dirty 20.
Yeah, a page kissed by a princess would go for a lot in the market, even though it's not his specific trade. Thank you. Have a nice day.
She's just gonna like nod a little bit too, and then she's gonna be like, "Hey, come here, let's go put it on." And she's gonna tug on Cassia to take her into like the alley away from everyone.
Okay, as she's putting on this medallion and you're tugging Celia and Vinfira, see you take Cassia into the alleyway. Are you guys going with her?
I don't know.
I don't.
Wait,
I don't think I'm.
It's Celia and Vinfira. You guys haven't brought up just
Celia,
yet.
sorry.
We have a what? Sorry. You kind of cut out on my screen.
Mizu just grabbed Cassia after buying them a necklace and took them off to an alleyway, and you guys just see Mizu run off with Cassia.
Okay. I'm gonna grab one of the other ones and follow, I guess.
One of the other ones. There are only 2 girls in the party.
Oh, okay. I thought there were 3 for
Cassia
some
and
reason.
Lydia.
No, the
And
other
then
one's
they
a
had
boy.
a son.
Oh.
Yeah.
There we go. That's why I thought there were 3. I was thinking 3 kids,
Mhm.
not 3 girls. Oopsie.
Celia is left standing in this busy market right now.
Where'd they go?
To your sides runs up Seer and Arista.
I'm looking for Lily. Where is Celia?
You just ran right up to
I'm-
Celia.
I'm
Yeah.
here.
She's right in front
Oh.
of you.
Sorry.
I'm right
I
here.
need. Hi, friend. I need you to do a thing. AKA, I signed you up for a thing. How drunk are you right now?
Okay. Do you need what? I don't have any money.
Do you want to be more drunk?
Hey,
you
where?
wanna-
What's the direction? Where are we going?
Yeah, I need. I entered you in the Hall of Heroes competition. And I need you to do that.
Okay. What is that?
You know, that is a good question. I heard it involves some fighting.
Okay. I
You
can do
don't
this.
have to win. I just need you to look real good and help a buddy out, and you get drinks in the end.
Okay. Well, I mean, as long as there's fighting, I'm gonna win it. So,
Well, it's like
No,
it's a
sure.
segmented thing. You could definitely like, but like the point is not to win. If you win, you don't get alcohol. If you lose, you get alcohol. Because I'm giving you alcohol for doing this the correct way, which is losing.
okay. Okay. Why do I have to lose?
You're asking far too many questions.
I'm the person that's doing this, though.
Right. I need someone else to win, and I need you there to ensure that they win. And of all of us, you're the most likely to get it done. I mean, I could do it, but that's boring. So
If it's like a fight, I'm not losing a fight, huh?
She wants you to come in second.
I can do that, but as long as I'm not coming in second in a fight.
Oh, I don't know about that. How much is the fight of the whole thing?
I didn't get all those parts, but you're not gonna win the last round. It's like a 3-round thing, and you're not gonna win the last round. So maybe winning the second
I
round will be
can-
okay, as long as you
Okay.
don't hurt the friend, and then then we're good.
Okay. I can definitely win 2 fights.
I think it's just one fight with multiple people, and then it's like a race or something, and then like a something else. The details, there were so many words, and But it sounds like you're agreeing with me here.
I guess so. I like to fight
Perfect.
more than once, though.
I take her hand, and I start to
Oh.
walk. Like, all right, Rissy, we
You
need
have to get a
boat.
boat.
I know. I'm just reminding you because I need to go. I don't know if we need to sign up for this thing. There's so much information I don't have, so I'm just gonna make sure that we're good here in case this thing is starting. So it's today, right?
Okay,
It's tomorrow.
guess I'll find the boat by myself.
They sell them. It's not that dramatic. You don't have to.
Do they?
yell.
Oh, hey, by the way, quick thing. I don't know where they went, but I think that Mizu's trying to get the Boggins kids kidnapped.
Who would want
Not
that?
100% certain on there. They were in my eye line, and now they're gone, so they may have succeeded in getting those girls kidnapped.
I have a secret. If they're
yeah,
kidnapped for longer than an hour, it won't be an issue.
Because we'll find them?
I didn't say that. So it will just no longer be an issue. So I think,
That was
kidnapping is bad.
terrible. Arista's so mad at you right now.
Just saw the-
Just stating the fact.
I mean, she's not wrong.
I just like the Sims minus reputation, like over Arista's head in my brain.
I speak only the truth. It's a time limit. Okay. Okay, so the boat thing first, then the kidnapping,
Mhm.
then the Hall of Heroes. Fine.
Cool.
Let's
Where
find
can I-
out.
Are there people around us?
Okay, Arista, you start looking out for a boat. Seer, you're looking for people. Both of you roll me. You can kind of see everything. What's your passive perceptions? I know yours is high, Seer.
19.
Yeah, yours is really high as well.
Hers is higher than mine. Mine's 17.
Oh yeah, so
My insight's
you're
pretty high, but
seeing
mine's
everything. Everything's kind of new in this market, and the way people are swimming around here, and the water's a little murkier and it's glowing. They're a little different. So roll me an insight check.
Insight check.
Oh, that was not very good.
I got a 15.
I got a 12. But
Well,
if it
I rolled a
helps,
4.
I also have eye for detail, which would allow me to make a perception or investigation check to spot hidden creatures or objects or to uncover or decipher clues, if there are any.
Yeah. Well, we just did the check. Otherwise, that would be.
You're on mute.
All right.
Well, we did that. We did the check, so we're gonna move forward with it. But that definitely, we need to do that from now on. I need to. What is it? Roll deception? What is it? Sorry.
It's eye for detail.
Yeah, describe it again.
So you can use a bonus action to make a perception check to spot a hidden creature or object, or to make an intelligence check to uncover or decipher clues.
We'll say for now that kind of boost it because it's not really a bonus action. You're just kind of doing it. You can spot some engravings on some of the pillars that indicate the portal, but that's the only thing you can see. That it just indicates going up through the portal, and there's like some shapes at the top that might be a boat, might not be, but that's everything else looks very foreign.
Okay, let's ask somebody.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, if there are people, are there
Everywhere.
people swimming? Yeah, I will cast Thaumaturgy on myself to make my voice boom 3 times louder. I'm looking for a boat.
You have to warn us.
Oh.
Please.
Yeah. People are just kind of like, someone says, there are no boats down in Yarmouth. Everyone goes about their day.
They don't sell boats down here. Oh, sorry. They don't sell boats down here.
I told you this was going to be an issue. Maybe the person who is buying the boat we're delivering will know of somewhere else to get a boat.
Do we know where he is?
Somebody does, but I don't know that.
Meanwhile,
I don't either.
back in the alleyway, Mizu has pulled in Cassia into the alleyway. What are you doing?
She's going to turn to Vinfira and go, okay, I don't really, know what's about to happen, so just be, prepared for the worst, but also be prepared for the best, I guess. And, she's gonna talk to Boss Car and be like, okay, you can come out now.
Vinfira's gonna, like, look to... Oh my god, is her name Julia?
It's Cassia.
Lydia and
Cassia.
Cassia.
Cassie and Lydia. God, I don't know why I can't remember how many kids there are or what their names are. It's so embarrassing.
They're
Anyway,
not yours, that's why.
you're so right. You're so right.
Oh, this is so good.
Vinfira remembers it's me that doesn't. Vinfira's gonna look to Lydia and, just kind of go, okay, we have to do some princess stuff real quick, so she, like, digs in her bag for, like, some book that she's probably borrowing from Arista, and, like, hands it to her and is like, keep yourself busy for, like, 5 minutes, okay?
Oh yeah, that Harlequin romance I pulled out for you.
Roll
Yep.
the persuasion.
She definitely just pulled out an age-inappropriate romance novel. I'm calling it right now. Okay, persuasion.
Do you take after your sister? Let's find out.
18?
Yeah, I think you can pull out the book you need right now to persuade this.
Alright. She produces this book, which is probably
Like
a
fairy
romance novel.
porn.
Yeah. It's like A Court of Thorns and Roses or something, but like the Silvernell version. She's like, here, give us 5 minutes.
Okay, her attention is on the book. Reaction pending. What do you want to do?
Okay,
She turns back to Mizu.
Mizu's gonna say to, like, Voskar, okay, you can come out now, I guess, and turn to Vinfira and go, I guess it's just better, like, if you get to talk to Voskar himself. And then she's gonna go back to talking to Voskar and be like, yeah, do I need to be, like, prepared for what you're gonna look like? I mean, this whole time you're just kind of like a voice to me. I kind of have this whole image in my head of who you're gonna be. Is there, like, anything you need to prep me for?
Everyone's just kind of watching you stand there like in those like homemade ghost videos where they're talking to spirits. Just standing there speaking, and Cassia's just kind of looking up at you, and then her mouth just involuntarily opens, and from like way down a channel you hear,
Oh, I just need you to stand back.
Mizu's gonna stick her arm out and kind of, like, push Vinfira back with her as she backpedals because she's not gonna look away.
as you slide out of the way, immediately Cassia, just this black sludge upchuck straight out of her mouth in a stream, hitting the other side of the alley wall, kind of splatting, and then just out stops, smears all over the wall. She falls to her hands and knees, and you see her head start shaking as she stands up and looks up at you, Mizu, and she goes,
This feels so strange
in her body, and then her mouth just kind of opens where this black warped light and vision pours out, and just arms start crawling out past your head, one arm, another arm, and then this head pulls itself out, this black thin layer with looks like seamed skin put back on, toasted with like volcanic ash at the back, very angular like the snow miser, comes out and kind of shrinks to its normal size as the light in front of you so bright and dims down, and everything in front of you guys down that alleyway is pitch black, and there's just tendrils of black gunky strings on the wall in this big web, and these two glowing red eyes with pupils with sharp dagger slits for the pupils.
Please tell me the girl was in some kind of trance state and did not experience that.
No. She's on the floor just kind of like this.
What's happening?
Mizu's definitely gonna look at him and be like, not bad. Definitely better than I expected. So, Voskar, Vinfira, Voskar. This is the guy I, like, made a deal with that lives in me, but also lives in Ganon, but then also lived in her for, like, at least a second.
So complicated.
Vinfira doesn't say anything, she's just looking.
Voskar doesn't say anything, he's just looking.
Come on, you
Great.
guys. Don't be shy.
Oh, Okay. I'm suspending my disbelief. Bhaskar, it's my understanding you've made a deal with my sister, and you did not provide it in writing, or at least you didn't seem to remember it being in writing. And I'd just like to see the terms of your contract.
It's slowly the black tendrils drip off the wall and turns into this lanky figure standing there with high shoulder blades of black ash that's still smoking, and walks over. Yes, a contract. And picks up Cassia and rolls her over and kind of like closes her eyes and rocks her.
Shame. You should give thanks to your vessel. She'll be back in the morning. And I think this one enjoyed it. Mizu.
Hunch just walks over, its shoulder scratches the side of the alleyway. Like all the way, sparks reflecting in his horns, and comes really close to your face. You can feel corpse breath all over you. Just breathes through these different holes through the scales of his face.
He goes,
Great! Now I can finally do this. Princess Mizo Minu. Nice to meet you. Of the Azirian Kingdom, of course.
He takes her claw and leans in and says,
I think Seer's got some news. I think I got a contest I want to win.
oh yeah? I mean, you can go talk to her. I don't know anything about any contests, but...
he just turns your head and your whole body kind of moves with it. And as it does, because he's much larger than you, you see Seer walking up with Arista, like, hands up in the air. There's no boat anywhere here. Celia, I think, like, just now noticing Mizu's over there. And that's where we'll end tonight. Utter confusion. What's gonna happen here?
Hi!
A pet demon, love it. Casual.
Strange,
Secret,
nobody put in random problem, but this feels like the energy of a random problem.
It does.
We didn't need one because Mizu did
That's
that.
my personality.
Technically, Vinfira did it because she said, "Can I see that contract?" And then all this came from that one question.
Yeah, Mizu got validated.
I mean,
love
ask
that.
and you receive. I'll let you talk to the man himself.
Yeah, be careful what you ask these twins for. We will be very literal about it. We're like, okay.
Vera's like, do you just have like a copy of it? And Misu's like, oh, we can get like the original blood edict that I like put my palm into, girl. Like, it's good.
Oh yeah, I'm having so much fun. I forgot we were on stream. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for watching tonight. Don't forget, this Friday it is our last Friday and Into the Expanse. No, we have 2 more. Okay. Hey, come watch Friday, 7 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. Into the Expanse.
Standard time now.
Standard time now. Into
Did
the
you set your
Expanse.
clocks back?
Into the
Oh,
Expanse.
I did not that day. Sunday was wild
Yeah.
for me.
The Apple product did it itself.
That part.
You know, I woke up and I was like, I don't have to do anything. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hey, if this is on YouTube and you made it to the end, congratulations, you won a hug. Thank you so much. Hit subscribe, hit share, and we'll see you next time for episode 16. Bye.
Bye.